I want to take a minute to speak on an issue that at least is not being broadcasted here within the States. So unless you keep up with current events happening down south, this information, you're going to be unaware of it. As you guys know, there's a lot of migration headed this way from our people down south. And, well, Honduras, I mean, I can't speak for it because, well, I'm not from Honduras. El Salvador, same thing. I'm not from there. I'm from Guatemala. I'm from the highlands. And from what I know, from what I seen, from what I heard, the blame lays mostly on the human traffickers. These guys entice the people with fantasies about getting them safely across through Mexico to the border, across the border to be here earning money. And a lot of people, you know, they fall into that temptation of it. Even though, I mean, at least from where I'm from, I know that they live off the land. They live off of what they grow, and they have a roof over their heads, electricity here and there, you know, depending on the individual. The thing is though, and I mean, of course, and they do have meat once or twice a week, before I forget that. Gotta add that in there. But anyways, the thing is that the human traffickers, these guys are the ones that are basically encouraging all the people. They keep on encouraging people about just hit it this way, how good it is here, you know. But the thing though that at least for me, you know, 37 years here in this damn supposedly United States, they say that, well, they're gonna bring them to a paradise, when in fact we all know that this place is a cesspool. At least that's my take on it. If I offend you, I'm sorry. Unfriend me, I don't care. The fact is, I'm speaking my mind. The other thing though that really does bug me though about these guys is that, well, they tell them to bring their kids along, you know, that it'll make it a lot easier. But the journey though, the journey is something that really kids shouldn't have to go through. I mean, when we first arrived here, I remember we went through that, and it wasn't as bad as it is today, but it was still hectic regardless. And well, last week down in Comitan, I believe, yeah, it was Comitan. 3 trucks full of migrants were ambushed. They shot at them, and the one truck that got hit was the first one in the front. And what resulted from that? 2 fatalities and 7 injured. The thing that I didn't know was that on the 3rd truck, we had a relative on there. Now, luckily nothing happened to her, but she had her kid along as well. I mean, sure, she's back home right now, but the trauma and that shock, you know, of having to go through that, that's something that she's gonna have to live with now. And this is what they're putting our people through though. And I don't understand how somebody could just let that happen. And then on Thursday, I believe, or Wednesday, there was another incident where a truck full of migrants, I don't know what happened. They lost control or something, but either way, it ended up crashing, turning over, and the result of that was 22 dead. 2 of them were kids. One was 2 and the other one was 7. So, but you see the pattern. It's just death after death after death, and that's just coming from my community though. That's the information that I'm getting from my community. But when I go through La Prensa Libre or something, you just hear of other stories about that kind of thing happening. And these guys, though, something has to be done about them. I mean, should be like maybe a harsher punishment for them or something. Well, back in, at least from where I'm from, what's gonna start happening is that they're gonna start enforcing Maya justice on anybody that claims that, well, that they're coyotes. Anybody that they hear, you know, trying to promote that they can get anybody to the U.S., well, they're gonna serve them with Maya justice. Maya justice, if you don't know what it is, it's a form of lynching in front of the public. The origin, from what I remember, it is from the Spaniards, but it's already in tradition there. That's the reason that there's not that much crime down there. Even the police, la policía municipal, as they call them, they're afraid to go to certain communities because they won't come out, because it's happened before in the past where they held them hostage for 3 days, if I remember. As crazy as it sounds, but yeah, that's what happened. And it's just horrible, though, you know, what our people are going through just for this supposedly American dream, which even I haven't even seen. I haven't even lived there, not even 1 second. And yet these guys are saying that they guarantee, as a matter of fact, they say they can guarantee it. And that's something, at least, you know. And down there, of course, a lot of the people, they tend to be sometimes gullible with certain things, so it works out hand in hand. And unfortunately, the things that I just mentioned, I'm sorry, I'm stuttering, that's the end result of all of that. But, well, I just thought I'd give that little information to you guys. Maybe you guys can keep up with it as well if you're interested. If not, then, well, whichever, you know, I tried, right? But either way, my name is, of course, as you guys know, is Az'un, Papul, Xuvan. Our past, our land, our bloodline, our future.